Equivalent fractions, and another equivalent fraction exercise. We are here. Now, let's take a look at this question. I have 10 in the denominator. Denominator. Well, what's that? And let's look at the next question. I have 8 in the numerator. So those are the words we don't know nothing about. So let's simply talk about it. The number on top is called numerator. The number that divides in the bottom called denominator. So when someone says denominator is this, numerator is that, how can you figure out which number we are talking about, which part of the fraction we are talking about? Remember this. Remember this. Let me write down 2 divided by 4. 2 divided by 4. 2 divided by 4. So 4 is the one that divides. Divide starts with D. Denominator also starts with D. That's how I figure out which number is numerator, which number is denominator. So anybody tells me denominator starts with D, I know it's the number in the bottom that divides they are talking about. So let's go back to the question here. I have 10 in the denominator. It starts with D. It's the number that divides. So let's quickly make the fraction. So there goes the line. Denominator is 10. Let's write that down. Denominator is 10. So I am equivalent to 5 divided by 2. So it is equivalent. Who am I? What number I am? So we did practice this before. Look at here. So 10 is, we got the 10 here by multiplying 2 with 5. 2 times 5 gives you 10. So if 2 times 5 gives you 10, we're gonna do it 5 times 5 here. So we're gonna multiply both numbers with the same number, which is 5. So 5 times 5, that's 25. So what is the question? Who am I? You are my friend. 25 divided by 10. So let's just write that down. 25 divided by 10. I figure you out. Next question. Alright, what we have here is I have 4 in the numerator. Numerator doesn't start with D, so it's talking about the number on top of the fraction. So let's make the fraction here. 4 goes on top here. So I'm equivalent to 20 divided by 15. We know that. And who am I? So let's figure you out. What happened between 20 and 4? The 20 is divided by 5. So if you divide 20 by 5, you will get 4. So the relationship here is the division. So let's divide 15 by 5. That will give us 3. So who am I? You are my friend. 4 divided by 3. Now let's do the last example, which is a little bit tricky. Alright, I have 35 in the denominator. Denominator starts with D. So that's gonna go in the bottom. 35. And I am equivalent to 36 divided by 28. Who am I? So let me tell you who you are. So let's look at 28 and 35. You will see that they simply have no relationship. Nothing multiplied by 28 as a regular number I'm talking about gives you 35. So, but we know they are equivalent. How can we figure out what the number is? First of all, it says I am equivalent to 36 divided by 28. I see that this is not the lowest term. I want to simplify this equation. 36 divided by 28. the best thing I can do is divide both of them by 2. So divide this by 2, you will get 18. Divide that by 2, you will get 14. Even numbers. So I can still divide by 2. So divide that by 2, I will be getting 9. Divide that by 2, I will be getting 7. So that's the lowest term. So in other words, 9 divided by 7, let's clear everything. So that number actually equivalent to 9 divided by 7. So let's go back to the question. I have 35 in the denominator. That is 35. Okay. So who am I? Yes, now I can tell you who you are. Now there is a relationship between 7 and 35, which is multiplication by 5. 7 multiplied by 5, you will get 35. So I simply have to multiply 9. That means 9 multiplied by 5 will give you 45. Did you ask me who you were? You were my friend. You are my friend. 45 divided by 35. That's how you figure it out. All right, time to practice.